Okay, let's start with control flow. Um, so first of all, we have what's called the for loop, and here's an example of it. So what this is going to do is it's going to print hello 10 times. So let's just see it work first. So I'll just run it, and it prints hello 10 times. So what does this do? Or how does it work? So it says, first of all, you see the word for, then you have this something in brackets, and then you have what you're supposed to do, or what it's supposed to do. Okay, so what's in the brackets? That's called the condition, or yeah, I think it's called the condition. So for I in, so what is this? This is just the sequence, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So first I will be 1, then I will be 2, then I will be 3, then I will be 4, then all the way up to I equals 10. I will be 10. So when I is 1, it does whatever is over here. So it just prints hello. Then it makes I equal to 2, and then it does whatever is here. Now oftentimes you'll have something in here, some statement about I as well, but in this case there's nothing related to I. It's just going to print hello. So each time it's going to print hello. So I equals 1, then I equals 2, then I equals 3. It's just going to do this 10 times. Okay, the way they explain this in general is like this. They say first you write the word for, just like we did here, and then you have a variable, so I is the variable, in a sequence, and the sequence is in this case just 1 through 10, and then you have some statement that's supposed to be done every time for each I in the sequence. Okay, so that's called a for loop. Okay, the next one is called a while loop, and that looks like this, or let's take this example. So first we assign a variable a value, so we assign I the value 10, and then we do this. So instead of for we have while, and then we have something, a sort of similar condition, where I is greater than 0. So this says while I is greater than 0. Now I is currently 10, so I is currently greater than 0. So this condition is currently true. So when it's true, then you do what's in here. What's in, you put it these brackets. You don't have to put these you don't need these brackets if you only had one statement inside here. If we just had print hello, we wouldn't need the curly brackets. But we have two statements. We have print hello, and we want to do something else, which is this statement. So since we have two statements, we have to surround it by curly brackets, and we have to separate the statements with a semicolon. So since we have two statements, we need it to look like this. So the second statement is here. What is this? This is just says take I, whatever its value. Currently the value is 10. Subtract 1 from it, so now that's 9, and assign that to I. So now I is 9. So it does two things. It prints this out and then makes I equal to 9. And then we go back and check again, and we say, is I greater than 0? It's 9, so it is greater than 0. So we do the same. We run this statement again, this set of statements again. So we print hello again, and then we make I 1 less, so I is now 8. And then we go back and we check this condition again, and since it's still greater than 0, we do it again. And obviously I is getting smaller and smaller. Eventually I is going to be 1, and then it's going to be 0 when it gets to 0. So finally I equals 0 through this process. And so here, now it's going to say 0 is greater than 0, no, so it won't run it again. Okay? So this is called a while statement. And again, it's going to actually print it out 10 times if you figure it out. If you check it carefully, you'll see it's going to actually print it out 10 times. Now, they say make sure that the statements inside the brackets modify the while condition. So this condition should be changed so that sooner or later it's no longer true. So we want to make sure that this eventually is not true, otherwise it'll keep going forever. And that's called an infinite loop. You obviously don't want that. So you have to make sure that You know, if like I left this statement out and I just said print hello, this would go on forever because I would always be greater than 0. Because I was set to 10, it wouldn't change, so it would always be greater than 0. So obviously that wouldn't be good. By the way, if that happens, I think you can just hit the escape key if you get an infinite loop, and it should stop it. But anyway, you don't want to have that, so you need to make sure that you modify I in such a way that it would never stop, so that it stops saying hello. Otherwise, it'll never stop saying hello. Okay, he says this is why the while loop can be more dangerous than the other looping constructs, like the for loop. Okay, now let's just review this. I've been using this word statement. A statement is a single R statement or a compound statement, a group of R statements, so in curly brackets. So this would be called a statement, and this would also be called a statement. This and this. It's a compound statement, two statements. Okay? That's what we mean by the word statement. A condition is an expression that resolves to true or false, so it becomes either true or false. An expression is a statement that evaluates to a number or a character string, so not true or false. And the sequence is a sequence of numbers or character strings. Okay, so we just covered that. Let's do conditional execution next.